You hear me okay?
What?
Hmm?
What?
Hmm?
What?
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more.
Hello there. Welcome to the Flushing Bloke podcast. I'm very tired, actually. And with me is Hans Gotterdammerang.
I'm not really here.
No. As you can tell, this is our normal look. That everybody is used to us seeing us
As.
The as was there. It was there. Unfortunately, I can now see three of me. I didn't know when I was well off. Yes. And if you're watching, Cedric,
Just don't.
I object to being put on the run like this. Anyway, hello, Happy New Year. It's a naked finger mouse.
I've got a question for you.
Okay, right.
So this is the first VidiProg of a new year.
Yes.
Are we starting volume 2?
Fool. Seriously.
Thought I'd ask.
I know when volume 2 starts. Series 2 starts.
Okay. I've also got a confession to make. Ooh, after 8s.
Well, other wafer thin mints are available.
Mm-hmm.
I just realised what I look like.
What?
No, it's not Astrid Farrier, as I first thought.
Yeah.
It's that fucking Savile. Glasses, the hair. Now then. So, I'm reclaiming this look for normal people. It's like Richard Herring.
Hitler moustache.
Yep. Which face facts Charlie Chaplin had first.
You know the Charlie Chaplin speech in The Great Dictator?
I've heard it, yes.
I'm going to do a sinister version of that.
Yes, I was going to ask you, what happened to the Dr. Sinister Christmas message? Not that you would know anything about it, Hans.
Not that I would know anything about
No.
it, but several people have asked this question.
Yes.
Just didn't do it. He was too busy.
Was he?
Yes.
Yes. Siobhan was wondering.
How is she?
Fat.
Oh.
She's got 9 months to lose 3 stone.
Are you
But
having a
she can do
baby?
Not quite. If she manages it, they'll begin surgery, as Dexter would say.
Begin the operation.
Yes, basically. And certain parts of her will be fragmentised.
Are you going to say you may fire when ready?
The problem is I'll be unconscious.
Have it tattooed.
Get a note, a piece of paper, and basically say, can you ask just somebody hold this up to the surgeon just before he starts, please? The trouble is, it is a sterile environment, so it better bloody be a sterile environment. Anyway, So, Christmas happened.
Yeah?
Did you get anything nice?
Lego.
Yes. That's it.
Hmm?
Right, good. Well, that's that section over and done with then. I did get things. Nice things. First things first. A 3.5-inch Genesis of the Daleks, Dalek. But there's something wrong with it.
Which apparently is different to mine.
There's something wrong with this. I don't know what... Well, yes, we'll start. Your eye stick is white, mine's blue. The eye on it. But on top of that... I don't know, there's something not quite right. The dome's not sitting properly, it's too big. I'm not sure. So, and also the wheels are a bit wonky on it, so it sort of sits like that. Or like that. Other things, got 8th Doctor Sonic Screwdriver. With a little touch stud here. So you just go...
Hang on. 8th Doctor, 8th Doctor. Yeah, that one.
Yes, the one with balanitis. Now, if you don't know what balanitis is, folks, Google it, but don't go on to images.
Don't Google it.
Okay?
Definitely not safe for
Don't
work.
go on to images.
Not safe for work.
No, no, definitely not. The other one I got
Yes?
is this.
Which is the... I don't have that one. I have this inferior version.
I have the inferior version. Would you care to tell us how it when you could it and take someone's eye out?
2 buttons here.
Yeah.
That one does it when it's closed.
Yeah.
But when it's open...
Yeah. What you have to do?
You have to hinge open the bottom here.
Yeah, you see, now I do have that. However, I have the 12th Doctor version. As you can see, 1 button. Except I'm not touching it. Touch sensitive. If, of course, I take someone's eye out...
What magic is this?
Which, frankly, is so much better.
Now, we were having this discussion a few minutes ago.
And Tango's eating my hand.
You need one of these.
Yes, now we've been going through these.
Yes.
The War Doctor Sonic Screwdriver has some interesting sounds to it. You know, your basic Sonic Screwdriver noises.
Oh, hang on.
That's 1, 2. Then, from Inferno for opening garage doors. And then, for blowing up mines on a beach just outside Dover Castle.
Yes. Oh, also, I also have something I didn't even know existed until I saw it in the shop.
Yes.
A Mark II Pertwee. That's the Mark 1.
Yeah.
That's the Mark 2.
Interesting to see which one's more accurate.
So, the Mark 1 has a red top, and the Mark 2 has more sort of burgundy. It has thicker stripes on it, and also the bottom is different.
So the question is, which one's more accurate? We'll have to look that one up. The thing is, I would have liked it if they were going to release a second one.
Yeah.
They should have released it with the big red globe at the top, which he uses occasionally. For example, I think the Sea Devils, possibly Carnival Monsters, but certainly the 3 Doctors when he's scanning for cosmic radiation.
Oh, okay.
There we go. When's the first time Pertwee uses a sonic screwdriver?
Oh, hang on. Silurians.
For what?
Does he use it
Just
to...
don't do that.
Sorry?
Don't do that.
Does he use it on a rock face or something? To open the door of their base?
I mean, the first time I think we see him do it is with the door.
Yeah.
But aside from that, using it as the proper sonic screwdriver, this is one for Toby Haydock.
Somebody should write a book about sonic screwdrivers.
Short book, really.
No, I don't think so.
Really?
What? Because I'll tell you one model they haven't made.
Yeah.
The
Well,
second.
the Troughton
the
version.
Troughton one.
Any penlight will do.
And of course, there is my theory about Hartnell's sonic screwdriver.
A stick.
Or his ring.
Yes, quite so.
Yes, quite so.
Yes, I'm a bit annoyed. Ned Warren, Gwylock 1 on YouTube, I think. Ooh, Pussycat t-shirt. He's doing this thing about the Doctor, which I think is the 11th Doctor, going to each various incarnation and giving them the instructions they need to be there at Gallifrey for this, that and the other, which is great. And it's good. Now, you know that I've been working on my Hartnell. He's got someone there who's perfected it.
Oh.
But yeah. I have to work on my poetry now, aren't I?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Which reminds me, Christmas, I haven't put Mr. Zeitgeist for Glide up on the podcast feed, and I haven't put the Third Doctor and Joe sing Do They Know It's Christmas on the YouTube channel. I will.
Of course,
By the way,
there is another Doctor that you could possibly get the market on.
I'm not doing Dr. Leg.
No. Mr. Cushing.
Funny you say that, because I've got something here that's most exciting.
Oh, okay.
No soft, well, technically soft centres. I don't think you've got these.
Go on.
They weren't a present, well, they were present years ago. Encore une fois.
Do they talk?
Yes.
I have one. I have one. Hang on. I've got to find him.
And red.
I don't have all of those. But I do have you'll like this. Not a lot.
A lot. Oh yes, I remember you showing us that one. Now, they do talk. Unfortunately, as we mentioned in the previous show, I have to do all of them.
Yeah.
Very nice, you know. These are really superb. These are product enterprise jobs.
Right, something that's always intrigued me about that particular line.
What, the talking movie Daleks?
Yeah, no, the line that they just uttered.
What, pirate it to the vicinity of our own
And
occupy it. Yeah.
So number one, I'd say the Earth is pretty well damn occupied already.
No, remember there aren't that many Daleks on Earth.
Well, it
makes
makes me wonder, when they're saying occupy it, are they referring to Skaro?
What do you mean?
Are they going to go and get it back?
I haven't watched the Dalek invasion of Earth recently, and I should do, because of the great Bernard Kay. However, we are talking the Peter Quisling films.
Yes, I know.
So, possibly not. However, if the same line occurs in Dalek invasion of Earth, you could possibly retcon.
It was just the way that particular phrase was uttered. I will show you. I will show you in the audience some of my Daleks here.
Invasion Earth 2150 AD. Featuring the boy with the knack. I found out why they say that.
Those are my corgi ones.
Yeah, didn't like them.
I have some larger talking ones at the back.
Righty ho. I've got a talking Dalek somewhere.
And then I have
On it.
these ones here.
Now, boys and girls, mums and dads, aunts and uncles, have you noticed how in order they are?
Yeah, they're all in chronological order. Apart from this guy at the top, who's about to fall off the shelf because I ran out of room for him. I also have these guys up here.
You've got Teletubbies, why? How many bloody Teletubbies have you got?
An army. Oh, and I missed out these guys
why?
here.
You're determined just to make me bloody jealous, aren't you?
And I have an entire bucket's worth of Dapol Daleks somewhere.
Yeah, that's about the best thing.
In my garage, I believe.
Yeah, I'm incredibly jealous. You know that anyway. Yeah. Went a bit too far there. You possibly showed where your location. If you were Dr. Sinister, but you're not. Your Hans got a dummerang. Okay, I'm Astrid Farrier. Pilot of the future. Not Dan Dare, I hasten to add. And now, from the world's BBC televisions, Father Christmas. It's Father Christmas! The 14th Doctor Who, well, he got a bit interrupted during the closing credits last time round. And Clara, we're not sure which Clara this one is, but that's a good point, actually. Is it the same Clara he goes and meets every time? She's moved into a really nice house. Well, she has. No two ways about it. She's not living in that manky flat anymore.
I know why.
You can come to that in a second once I've finished my summing up. Anyway, so she discovers Father Christmas on the roof along with Ian and the wolf. He's not a nice person, the wolf. He's a bit bad. Do you want me to just leave?
Did you get that joke out of a cracker?
It's a cracker. So the Doctor materialises on the roof, and here's the first thing. Bang, straight in. He gets Clara to go into the TARDIS, and he's practically nose to nose with Father Christmas.
Yeah.
So, if anybody is asking out there, does Father Christmas exist in the Doctor Who universe? Because we know he exists out here. He does, because the Doctor doesn't question his existence in the slightest. Even if it's, as it was, the dream world, which we know it was, he still didn't question it.
I think I might know why.
Well, there's also something else. And I'm wondering if it's going to come back to this. When the mind grabs, whatever they were called, were on his face, what did it look like? Where he was?
It looked like the volcano that Clara allegedly... Ow! Shit! Dalek's talking. That Clara allegedly took the Doctor to when she thought she'd put the old thingy on him.
Yeah, now, as you know, they didn't actually go there.
No.
So it's not that place.
No.
Now, my theory has just fallen apart, bugger.
Isn't it bloody awkward when that happens?
Yeah, you see, my theory was, well, that's interesting, because it was the end of the last episode where he says Gallifrey's been destroyed. What if he's dreaming that Gallifrey's been destroyed and he's actually on Gallifrey with the crab on his face?
Okay.
doesn't work. Bollocks.
I think I know why he doesn't question Santa Claus.
Well, Jeff,
Yeah.
go on then.
2 reasons.
Uh-huh.
The first of all
Phil.
is Father Christmas visited the Doctor in his TARDIS at the end of the previous episode.
Well, if anybody could, Father Christmas could.
Huh?
If anybody could, Father Christmas could.
My point being here that they obviously, it didn't end there. They must have had a conversation at some point. At which point, I can only suppose that Father Christmas said, "No, it really is me," and the Doctor said, "Yeah, off you go." And then when he goes to rescue Clara, he chooses not to start that whole argument again. That's theory number 1. Okay. Theory number 2 involves a certain Mr. Robin Hood, who the Doctor dissed and didn't believe in. And perhaps he's learned from his lesson.
Of course, theory number 3 is that Doctor Who met Father Christmas at the North Pole and helped him back in the years of TV comic.
I've also just thought of a 4th theory, but it's not really one I
You
thought
see, Moffat, you see we're putting effort in.
It's not really one I've thought of. In fact, the credit would go to you for drawing it to my attention in the first place.
Hello, hi. I'm sure. No, I'm not sure.
What was Father Christmas's stated race in that game?
Which game? Oh, yes, now, Doctor Who Legacy. We should come to this. Doctor Who Legacy. Now, they provided lovely service over Christmas. They did an advent calendar. There's something new every single day. And get costumes and characters and this, that, and crystals and everything else like that. My arthritis is kicking off, bugger. Can you talk without waving your hands around? Yes, of course. No, I can't. Once, myself, Paul Cornell, Gene Riddler, and Penny List were sat in, I think it was the opera rooms just outside Trafalgar Square. First floor, where they had all the nice, comfy seating, couches. Penny and Gene held my hands and Paul's hands to stop us waving our hands around when we spoke, because Paul's a terrible one for that.
And you couldn't talk?
We couldn't talk. It was like a psychological block just kicked straight in.
Maybe your voice box... You know they get those watches that wind themselves up by being on your wrist?
Kinetic energy and whatever.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So when you do that, you're powering your voice.
What was I talking about?
A theory?
Jeff, Legacy.
The Guardian?
Yes.
Oh, I've said it. Bollocks.
Basically, they list Jeff's race as Guardian. What do they know that we don't? I mean, is that a guess? Or has that come down from Cardiff? Because Cardiff would have had to check everything.
He's a red Guardian.
Oh, better than the beige Guardian.
So does that mean there's a yellow, a blue, an off pink?
Well, the yellow one's probably the Eternal.
Yeah. Indeed. The blue one would be the scientist.
And all of them with birds on their heads. It's interesting because that would have been checked by Cardiff. However, if they haven't actually come up with something, Cardiff, and somebody else comes up with it in something like this, Cardiff might go, oh, actually, that's not a bad idea. For example, when Gary Russell was writing the encyclopedia, he mentioned the cruciform, and he came up with a little thing about it, apparently. And RTD went, oh, yeah, no, that's cool, use it. So, don't know. Jeff could be a Guardian. But the bottom line is, he does exist. Both in the fictional world of Doctor Who and the real world out here. So, anyway, they go to the North Pole. Which you would do, really, a Christmas adventure with Father Christmas.
It's a real pole.
Yeah, it goes, spins and everything. And, I mean, place facts, he owns a lot of land around there. We find out how he manages to visit all the kids. Got a second sledge.
It's too much work for one man.
And there's a scientific expedition who've discovered mind crabs. What the hell are those things called?
They were just called mind crabs, weren't they?
I'll call them mind crabs. Anyway.
I didn't quite understand the mine crabs?
Uh,
Because they dropped on your head like so,
you'll-
and once they were on your head, they had a mouth that opened up. What the hell? So in other
Well,
words, the
you've gotta be
mine
able to
crabs
breathe
split
somehow.
in half.
I love the fact that they immediately, well, not quite immediately, but practically very early on, they basically stuck two fingers up to people going, yeah, it's just like Alien. It's a case of, that's just like Alien, facehuggers. What?
What
You've
was
got a film called Alien.
I saw
Have
a
you any
comment.
wonder why have you,
I saw a comment that said Philip Hinchcliffe steals from old films and he's a genius. Moffat does it and he should go.
Very, very good point. I saw that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry. We then get the whole layers of reality thing. Because these things induce dreams. And they suck your life force out as you're dreaming.
Ice cream pain in the side of your head.
Yes. And eventually, spoilers, just in case. We won't put the spoiler warning up, but spoilers, trying to save Dr. Sinister, would he be here, with some work. But it turns out none of them are scientists there. And they've all just had dream crabs plop on them, including Clara.
4 victims, 4 crew members,
Yes,
4 manuals.
yes. What about the
You
other
can't
three?
see, but I'm widening my eyes there for effect.
Are you?
Yes.
It looked very good in my brain. Yeah, so they start to play tricksy perceptions and reality. For example, the Doctor eventually goes and manages to get to Clara, and she's very, very old indeed. Which was so sad.
I was saying to my wife whilst we were watching this, I was saying, that's not Clara, her hair's the wrong colour.
I'm looking up at the ceiling in exasperation behind my glasses. Oh dear. I thought that was beautiful. They flipped it. I thought because they played the "is she leaving, isn't she leaving" card really well, and I mean in the publicity and the hype surrounding it. And they got the papers talking, "Is she leaving this, that, and the other?" So when it came to that scene, that was the perfect ending, the heartbreak ending, and then they flipped it once more. And she is back, and she's kicking bottom.
Do you think...
No.
Okay, fine. Do you think she was ever leaving?
No, I don't. I think they played it. I think that whole thing, we've been played, and played brilliantly. And hats off, quite frankly. And I'm glad she's staying. Because Harry Capaldi, I've got sparks.
I am glad she's staying after her character development this year. If we had the same Clara we had last year, I wouldn't be terribly happy.
No, I'm very pleased. It's been mentioned that we're looking essentially at Sarah again. Sarah's first year with Pertwee, she wasn't that great. Not because of her so much, but because of the situation. As soon as she found Tom, and Ian, of course, bang, it all started kicking off for her. This is what we've got here.
Do you think we're going to be getting a new companion?
I don't know.
Because there's been a lot of talk about, was it Faye Marseille? Is that her name?
I don't know who that is.
She was the young lady on the base. The actress, Faye Marseille, I think is her name.
No, this is just wishful thinking, I think.
You think?
Yeah, people are going, wouldn't she make a great companion?
I think she would.
Doesn't-
On her own, maybe.
Doesn't mean she will be. No. I mean, spoiler. Spoiler. The first story of the new series is called The Magician's Apprentice. Now, that does sound like a companion introductory story.
Or it might just be a play on words.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Well, okay. Let me give you an example.
Yes.
What was Let's Kill Hitler all about?
Not really killing Hitler at all, really.
There you
But it
go.
was bloody funny.
Yeah, he was. But
So, oh my god, oh wow, oh, that's her, that's, boom.
the point I'm making here is that, you know, "Let's kill Hitler" was a bit of a throwaway line in the episode.
Yeah.
What's to say the magician's apprentice or whatever isn't the same thing?
I think it's good. It's going to be interesting because they've sorted out the character development up to a point now. Capaldi, fairness, his doctor's now kicking. He knows where he is with it. We're fine. It's a great portrayal. Absolutely love it. I did another Tom impersonation again. Every now and again he'll do the with a sheepish grin. He did it with what's it? It's a mummy on the Orient Express. I know I get the quote wrong, but you know what I mean. And all her stuff with Danny is sorted, unfortunately. But there we go.
I'm glad he wasn't brought back in reality, and I'm glad he's not. That would have been cheap if they'd brought him back.
Yeah.
That the fact that Clara's got that little kind of tragic kind of backstory, it's perfect.
But the thing is, now that's all done and dusted. They are free to go and travel without baggage, technically.
Yeah.
So what are they going to do this year?
I would love to see.
That's three eyes in one breath.
That makes me sound very whatever the word is. You mentioned earlier about Sarah and Tom.
Yes.
Sarah Jane and number 4.
Sarah.
I'm thinking. My immediate thought when you just said what will they do next year, the immediate story that popped into my head there was Planet of Evil. Alien World.
Go on, say it how you really want to say it.
Planet of Evil. I want alien worlds. I want them to visit alien planets. They don't need to hang around Earth anymore. They've got no reason to stay there anymore. Can we not have some adventures in space?
The problem is, as identified by RTD, is if you're on planet Zog with the Zogites, saving the Zogites, people aren't really that interested.
I disagree.
But if there's humans on planet Zog being attacked by the Zogites, and it could affect Earth,
no,
that
doesn't need to affect Earth. The problem here is that too much stuff is all, you know, oh my god, the entire universe rests on this, and the fate of the Earth and the fate of the entire human race rests on this. And I've said this before, I would like it dialed back a little bit. In fact, I think I said this about the next Star Trek film as well. I would like to see the next Star Trek film with the Enterprise in space, orbiting a planet we've never heard of, and the peril is not all-encompassing, it just relates to that planet. I disagree that people won't feel involved if it relates to an alien planet. I don't think that's the case
at all. They did say
all.
about Star Trek, well, it's not the third, it's the 14th or something, I don't know.
Yeah.
Whichever film it is. God, they really screwed up the numbering system. Thank God they don't do that with Doctor Who. They did say it would be out in space this time.
Yeah, but I don't want them to be able to pop back to Earth in 5 minutes. I don't want them.
No, come on, let's go out onto the 5-year mission.
I'm not just talking Star Trek here. My comments that I'm about to say equally apply to the next series of Doctor Who, right? I don't want them to have an easy get out of, oh, we'll just pop home and get some chips. That's been done. Yeah? It's been done. We've had enough threats that threaten the entire Earth and the entire universe. Let's take it out there. Let's have some interesting stories around moral dilemmas and, you know, weird alien stuff that's happening. By all means, have a few stories set on contemporary Earth. You can't get away with not having that at all. But, you know, I would love to see some more stuff out there. And the thing is, you say people don't feel engaged if things don't affect the Earth.
This is. I'm just quoting. I'm
Yeah,
not.
yeah, I appreciate that. I don't agree because we've had that now for nearly 10 years. And
See, I think the problem is people are very scared of the sci-fi cliches. Remember, 80s Doctor Who was always on a different planet with the same tinsely corridors and this, that, and the other. It was the sci-fi cliche, or the Doctor Who cliche, certainly.
Yeah,
So they were desperately trying to avoid that.
Doctor Who has always been very good at putting real life current issues on this planet in a futuristic context as a form of social commentary. You don't have to have tinsely, bits of foil and stuff and corridors and things like that. I don't even necessarily have a problem with humans millions of years in the future having projectile weapons. It doesn't. I don't have a problem with that. I would just like to see something that's not set on contemporary Earth.
Okay. I think you've made your point.
I can
Good.
make it again.
No. No, you can't. What did you make of Last Christmas?
Really, really enjoyed it.
Because I haven't seen you say anything on Facebook. You were conspicuous by your absence.
Yeah, my wife and I looked at each other straight afterwards and said that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
I'm sensing a but.
there's two buts. Haha. The first one is it got a little bit repetitive when they thought they defeated the mind crabs, and then essentially the Doctor and Clara went outside and then it went back in, and essentially you had that entire scene all over again.
Well, it's almost Next Gen's episode not 3, Frame of Mind.
It was a bit Inception-like. If they could have,
I've not seen Inception, so please no spoilers. I've got the DVD sitting there.
if they could have. It's not a spoiler to say that Inception is all about dreams within dreams. That's not a spoiler. That's explicitly stated.
It's not a game within a
A
game.
game. Yes, Doctor. Humbugs.
And very fetching it is too.
No, the point I'm making here is that scene was almost a word-for-word repetition of the scene before. I think it could have been done in a more elegant way.
Okay.
The other thing
Yes.
that I don't... It's not a deal breaker, but I could have really done without the Doctor saying yippee-ki-yay whilst flying a sleigh.
Die Hard is Christmas.
It's funny you should say that. I insisted on watching Die Hard over the Christmas period.
I just love the fact it's slowly. I'm flying a sleigh.
Yeah.
I'm flying a sleigh.
It was fine, but it got to a point where it was like, okay, reel it back a bit now,
Oh, bless him. Give me his thing. Plus, it's a Christmas Day episode.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's not a deal breaker. I just think if that had been...
You can do this. Good boy.
I just think if that had been a normal episode,
They
it would
wouldn't
look
have
a bit
done it.
funny.
They wouldn't have done it. In a
Well,
normal
no,
episode.
but something equivalent, they wouldn't have done it. It would have looked funny.
And also, it gave this Doctor that moment of breaking down and look at the joy.
Oh yeah, we've seen this Doctor evolve, and now he's finally let go. And like you just said, now him and Clara are no longer lying to each other. They've got no baggage. They know what each other stands for. You know, she knows they can put up with. They can
They
tolerate
can be
each
quite
other.
a force out there, I think.
They can tolerate each other. They will go back and look after each other. And I think next year will be very interesting.
It's interesting to see what Moffat's going to do. And before anybody starts whinging, I'm quite happy for Moffat to stay on.
You will admit though that he does seem to have a bit of a hang-up about memory and dreams.
Yeah, he does. But that's just his scripts. He doesn't write most of them. I mean, last year's Doctor Who, as we have said repeatedly on this show, was superb.
Yes.
If he pulls it off again this year, bells and whistles, quite frankly. Hallelujah, hats in the air. There will be certain people who will probably take to the streets with Well, live ammunition. Um,
Now, I realise the answer to this question is
42.
99.9% going to be no,
Okay, right, go on then. Yeah.
but next year is the 10th anniversary of since Doctor Who came back.
Yes, it is.
Do you think they're planning on doing anything special?
No.
No, I think he would. So.
They might do something, but I don't think it'll be multi-doctor. I think what you're probably going to get is a throwaway thing.
Yeah.
Or they may revisit something from that first year.
Autons?
Autons, possibly, or back to Cardiff to the Rift
Yeah.
during Victorian times, but after,
Jack might come back.
possibly. Let's just think.
Big old face.
There's no way of talking John Barrowman. Yeah, that would be my, not guess, but my hope if they're going to do something. Go back to Victorian times to just after Sneed's place exploded.
Is it true?
6 months later.
Is it true, to the best of your knowledge, having the contacts that you do,
The way you say that.
is it true that if they don't feature the Daleks at least once a year, they lose the rights to them?
Depends what you mean by feature them, I suppose.
I read somewhere, and take this with a pinch of salt, I read it on the internet, we know how accurate that place is.
Well, yes.
I read that the Nation estate, the Nahon estate,
Mary Naon.
had apparently given the rights to obviously agreed the rights with the BBC to the Daleks, but apparently they have to feature them in a story at least once a year, otherwise the rights expire.
When you say feature them,
They have to be in a story.
in what respect? A Dalek story?
Yes.
Yeah, so, Matt Smith's second year. Apart from the wedding of River Song, where were the Daleks?
Good point. Well made.
Thank you.
Was there... They were in it. They were in the series, though. They must have been. at some
Not that
point.
series. Ooh.
The whole series. No mention of the Daleks.
Just the Dalek Supreme having his memory core extracted.
Yeah.
If you remember, they said they're giving him a rest for a year.
Okay. That was after Moffat made the big mistake.
Ah, yes, the big mistake of which we do not talk. Uh-oh.
Like I said, it was just something I heard, because I think the
I'd heard
Daleks
as well.
could do with a rest again. Couple of years.
I just wish they wouldn't keep coming up. I've said this so many times. They wouldn't keep. We need to come up with something new, a new concept for them or something. No. Use Planet of the Daleks as your template. Yeah, and do just a good old-fashioned adventure romp.
I would even suggest something like Death to the Daleks, where it's not the
No.
entire. No. No. The point I'm making here is that Death to the Daleks. How many Daleks were in it?
There was a few.
Yeah, but it was a spaceship's worth, wasn't it?
Yes.
It wasn't like, oh my god, there's 10,000 million, 100 billion, billion Daleks here. What are we going to do? Oh, we'll just press this
Did you
button.
Count each and every one of them?
It doesn't matter. But the point I'm making is that it doesn't have to be. It doesn't always have to. It goes back to what I was saying earlier. It doesn't always have to be an all-encompassing threat.
No.
It can be a very small-scale threat, but it can still be very real.
Midnight.
Absolutely. We don't know what power that beastie had, if any.
It's still out there.
Exactly. We don't know whether it would have gone on to take over other people. It might have been confined to that bus. We don't know.
Shh. Listen. No, listen. As an example.
Yes. Exactly. It can be a very small scale threat and still be real.
Yes.
Base under siege. It can only affect a few people. But the thing
I
is,
wish they'd call a story that.
but those people albeit although there's only a few people affected, those people are going to die if the Doctor doesn't do something about it.
Exactly. I also want one called Opera of Doom.
Wasn't that a
It was a wind-up
Oh.
on DWB.
I knew I'd heard it before. I thought it might be one of those
Doctor Who
audiovisual
bulletin that originally
things.
became Dreamwatch.
Yeah.
Yes. They got wound up something chronic and they believed every bloody word of it, and it was
Do you know what I'd like to see expanded a little bit more?
not my wasteland, please.
No. Actually, this kind of links in with Big Finish. You know Nightmare in Silver? Ignore the story. The wider
Please,
picture of
Well, the Cyber Wars.
the Cyber Wars, and what's that thing? Sword of Orion,
Yes.
where that talks about.
Well,
Cyber
that
Wars.
has been expanded upon. You've got the 2 Cybermen series.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is, in the Doctor Who universe, I'd like to see more about a war which isn't just the Daleks won or the Cybermen won. It's an ongoing thing.
Interesting.
Maybe we could see an ongoing war from different aspects throughout a series of Doctor Who, or more than one series, and get a kind of a bigger picture of things that are going on in the galaxy.
Ow! Do you mind? Thank you. Anyway, can I have your the Sinister Judgment of Sinister, please?
Okay. Very good.
Thank you. It's quieter than the one you put on.
I might use that.
Well,
now I am conscious that I gave quite a lot of high scores recently.
yes, but rightly so, in my opinion.
I would give this one.
Would you?
Am I allowed to do fractions?
Are you going to be metric or imperial?
Imperial, obviously.
Okay.
8.5 out of 10.
Okay, cool. That's good. I enjoyed it. I loved it. I thought it was great fun. A lot of fun. Yeah, it was what you needed. Bottom line was there wasn't really a huge peril as such. Like you said, there wasn't a huge peril to the world in the end. It was good.
Was it just
Christmas
those
Day.
4 people affected?
Yeah. Well, 5.
Yeah. I mean, that seems a bit
6.
random. We haven't mentioned Michael Troughton.
He didn't have much to do, did he?
No, died. Or Nick Frost. Yeah. Nick Frost was very good, I thought.
Oh, Nick Frost was superb. Bring back Father Christmas. The campaign starts here.
What, as a companion?
The spin-off show.
Yeah. He could join Torchwood.
And that was Father Christmas. Right, okay. First things first. Not necessarily in that order. Quick hello to Trish Oak,
Hi, Trish Oak.
who apparently watches this. I don't
Why?
know why? Don't know. Well, apparently somebody called the Peter Fagan put her onto it.
Okay.
Again, no idea why.
Does Peter not like Trish?
I'm getting that feeling. Anyway, she's joined the Facebook group. Trying to think what's coming up. There's going to be another podcast soon. Hopefully, we're going to start doing these shows a bit more regularly again.
Yeah. I'd like to try and get back to one a week.
That'd be nice.
But we might have to make them a little bit shorter.
Oh, I'm fine on that. Trust me.
Because this one's running at 50 minutes so far.
Oh, heaven's sakes! I don't want them to be any longer than half an hour.
Put it this way. You probably know this more than I do, better than I do. But for every hour of recording, it takes me about 3 or 4 hours to put together.
Let again, I fancy we could possibly do some sort of charity marathon.
Jesus. We could. Can you do live stuff on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, we could do a live call-in show.
Do a live show at some stage.
But we must have people calling in.
Oh yes, Mr. Angry from Pearly.
So angry I could throw the phone down.
John Boll.
I'm only going to do
our very own political commentator.
I'm only going to do a live show if I get viewer interaction.
Okay. Yeah.
So I want to see. This is my demand.
Can we have 5-star as guests, just in case?
I want to see comments on the Facebook page about who would be willing to.
Yeah, if we get enough people, we will do a live show.
We'll do a live show, and we will answer whatever questions you present us with.
We're going to have to work out a way of doing this. It'll have to be done, I think, via Google Plus, Google Hangouts.
Yeah.
And then it's a case, I don't know how we're going to do this. This is going to be... So we'll sort something out.
Appreciating that we've got to sort the logistics out, let's just see, first of all, if anybody's interested. If nobody's interested, then I won't bother.
No, but I think it'll be fun. You can come on and have some fun. We'll see if we can get a couple of guests in as well.
We could be like Noel's house party.
What? Nick Briggs comes through pretending to be a policeman.
Ding dong! Oh, there's somebody at the door. Talking of Nick Briggs.
Yes, the prisoner.
Okay, and that. Did you watch was it the Big Fat Quiz?
Yes.
With the Dalek on it?
Yes.
And he didn't get a credit?
No. And he had to wing it. They scrapped the script because Jimmy Carr wouldn't learn it.
He said, I can't be bothered to learn this. Should we just make it up?
Yeah. I missed the last comment that Nick Briggs came out of on there.
Something about exterminating cats, I think.
Yeah. 8 out of 10 cats or something like that will be exterminated.
Yeah.
Yes, and
the prisoner, as you said.
Yeah, Big Finish is doing the prisoner, and they're keeping it true to the 60s.
Nice.
Which hopefully means they're going to have some iconic sounds.
Yeah.
And music as well. It'd be lovely if they could use some Ron Grainer's music.
I look forward to some interesting, bad language, everybody, mindfuckery in the scripts.
Well, the thing is, I'd like to actually audition as number 6.
Ooh. We want information.
That's my Patrick McGowan.
Okay. It had crossed my mind. I'd like to be a number 2.
They could run a competition. Each week a new number 2.
Yeah.
God, they're going to get through their roster of actors quickly.
Yeah, that would be good. Interesting. Who gets to play Rover?
Oh, hang on a second. Do they normally? Oh, it'll be Colin Baker.
Oh, can you imagine Colin Baker as number 2?
Oh, I think we'll probably get Colin Baker as number 2.
Oh my
at some
God,
stage.
that would be... I can just imagine him doing Paul Merony all over again.
Can you really? That's a mental image, thank you. Dear, we need to discuss the music for the end of the Doctor Who section. It's not going to be the one we normally use. Oh no, we're going to shorten it. I've got to do it and send it to you. Because I'm nice. You remember nice, don't you?
This word is not in my vocabulary banks.
You have nice in Germany, or did Hitler have them all shot?
I don't know.
Sorry, I really did screw up that quote. That's supposed to be about rats and Spain and Franco.
Ah, yeah.
But you are you are Hans Gotterdammerang.
Uh-huh.
So I had to change it to... Yeah. Shall we go?
Is there nothing else to talk about?
My cats are looking at me expectantly. The dog's over there. I would like to ask people to please intercept escaping humans in the river area, if you wouldn't mind.
let's do that.
Yes. He's stolen the moon again. That's just terrible.
At least he hasn't written letters on it like Chairface Henderson.
Terrible. By the way, whilst we're on the subject of recurring themes that we do in this show, and considering you haven't actually done anything for a long, long time now, what has Mr. Chris been up to this week? And also, what sinister thing have you been up to in a sinister fashion? Right, that's created some work for you. Good.
I'm going to use exactly the same picture for both of those.
Why am I worried?
And I know exactly what it's going to be because it's on my screen right here.
It's alright, I'm just looking at your glasses where it's mirrored.
Is that?
I don't know what the hell that is. Oh dear. Right, so boys and girls, it is I, Leclerc. Let's go.
Bye.
Ooh, hang on, I'm in disguise, aren't I? Ta-ra!
Chuck.
You've got to fight for what you want, for all that you believe. It's right to fight for what we want, to live the way we please. As long as we have done our best, then no one can do more. And life and love and happiness are well worth fighting for. They're well worth fighting for.